Southern University student has died, and police are working to see if a fraternity ritual might be to blame. The student, 20-year-old Caleb Wilson, reportedly collapsed at this Breck Park off of Sherwood Forest Boulevard. A source tells our team that it all happened during a fraternity ritual around 3 in the morning. Wilson was taken to Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet, where he was pronounced dead. An autopsy is being performed to determine the exact cause of death. Wilson was a member of Southern's Human Jukebox Marching Band. Southern University released a statement saying, quote, Southern University is aware of an off-campus incident that may have resulted in the death of a student, Caleb Wilson. The campus community extends condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Southern is cooperating fully with the Baton Rouge Police Department.
As I've mentioned numerous times on this channel, when you pledge to these fraternities and sororities, you are joining yourself to a false god. You're joining yourself to a demon. You're opening yourself up to the kingdom of darkness to impact your life. And the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Too many people have lost their lives because they thought they were just pledging to be part of a fraternity, but they actually were pledging their souls to be joined to a demon. The latest example of this is a young man by the name of Caleb Wilson. He died recently down in Baton Rouge at Southern University, pledging to be a Q, to be a part of Omega Psi Phi.
State as authorities investigate the mysterious death of a Southern University student, the son of a longtime JPSO deputy who was born and raised in Kenner.
Investigators say that 20-year-old Caleb Wilson was brought to the hospital around 3 o'clock this morning, unresponsive, and later passing away. WDSU reporter Elizabeth Kubel is live, just hearing from those heartbroken here at home who say they watched Caleb grow up. Elizabeth.
Exactly right, Sella. I just talked to his pastor, whose heart is obviously so broken, like so many others. I do have some new pictures as well of Caleb that I want to show to you right now. He is the Southern University student, a Kenner native, and we're told a Warren Easton grad who lost his life in what is being described as an off-campus incident. A police investigation is now underway, so is an autopsy to determine his exact cause of death. And while we wait for some more of those details to come to light, we're hearing from grieving family friends like the pastor of Pilgrim Baptist Church of Kenner, where Caleb was a lifelong member.
Caleb was a bright light. One who would demand a room when he walked in it. He was one of those young men, very mannerable, upstanding young man, one that some of even the younger children would look up to.
Yes, such a significant loss. Now, Caleb's dad is a longtime JPSO deputy, so the department is also offering its sincerest condolences during such a heartbreaking loss. Reporting live, I'm Elizabeth Kubel, WDSU News.
And here's the news story. A 20-year-old Southern University student was taking part in a fraternity ritual off campus when he collapsed and later died, a source familiar with the case said. Members of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity were reportedly carrying out a ritual where pledges stand in line when the student collapsed, the source said. An autopsy is being performed to determine the exact cause of death. The student, identified as Caleb Wilson of Kenner, Louisiana, was a member of the Human Jukebox, the school's marching band. Wilson was unresponsive when a group of friends brought him to Baton Rouge General Hospital on Bluebonnet Boulevard early Thursday morning, February 27th, this morning. The group had been at North Sherwood Forest Community Park prior to being brought to the hospital, investigators said. Hospital staff pronounced the student dead and called Baton Rouge police at 3:15 a.m., triggering a death investigation. The Southern University Division of Student Affairs issued a statement putting an indefinite pause to all membership activities on campus, including fraternities, sororities, and student clubs. This pause will remain in effect until further notice. And this is what Southern released, the marching band. He was a trumpet player, a dedicated student, and a bright soul. He was an engineering major. And this is a statement that was released by Southern. Southern University and A&M College is aware of an off-campus incident that may have resulted in the death of student Caleb Wilson, a junior from New Orleans majoring in mechanical engineering. The campus community extends condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Southern is cooperating fully with the Baton Rouge Police Department, which is in charge of the investigation. No further information is available at this time. And his father, as you heard in that news report, his father is a high-ranking member of law enforcement in the New Orleans area, the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. And this is their statement. On behalf of Sheriff Joseph Opinto, the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office extends its condolences to Deputy Corey Wilson and his family following the heartbreaking loss of his son Caleb. Deputy Wilson retired last year as a sergeant after serving 35 years with the JPSO. Deputy Wilson's commitment to public service has continued with him currently serving in our reserve division. JPSO stands in support of Deputy Wilson and his family. We ask that their privacy be respected as they mourn this unimaginable loss. Even the owner of the Saints talked about it, Gail Benson. Today, we are deeply saddened by the tragic passing of Caleb Wilson, a very bright, young Southern University student. Our hearts go out to his family, friends, and the entire Southern University community during this incredibly difficult time. This tragic loss has hit very close to my heart as his father, Sergeant, I ain't know his dad worked with the Saints. For many years, I have a deep and personal connection to his family. We mourn with him today on this senseless passing. Our thoughts and prayers are with all those affected by this heartbreaking loss. And this is very heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking. This young man had a bright future, had his whole life ahead of him, and it was cut short. Because you got to understand, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. People like to think that pledging in these Black Greek letter organizations is just a formality that's not really doing anything. You're just joining a club. You're just following your family heritage. It's something that people do. And this is not just relegated to Black Greek letter organizations. You've heard about people dying during hazing when it comes to the white Greek organizations as well. But what folks don't understand, especially when it comes to Omega Psi Phi, is that when you are pledging, you are actually marrying Omega, a false god, a goddess.
Here's where his story gets interesting. He said later on after that, he away from the organization, he went on a time of fasting and prayer. The last day of his fast, he said he was wide awake and he saw black smoke begin to come out of his mouth. And it began to go out of his mouth and go downstairs to the bottom of his apartment. And it kept billowing out until it formed into the shape of a woman with hair over her face. And he said, okay, Lord, what is that? And the Lord said, that's the spirit that is over your organization. I've just set you free from it, and I'm going to use you to set other people free. Well, 1968 ritual book of Omega Psi Phi, in it, they of course say, all the stuff about them, Omega Psi Phi, the light of the world, and all that. But then they go on to another part, and they say that they commit themselves to Omega and her cause. Mm-hmm. So we're not talking about the Omega of the Bible, but then they go on to say later on that all the initiates are to take a ring and put it on their wedding ring hand, on their wedding ring finger, and say, unto Omega Psi Phi I thee wed. So they actually make a covenant, not just the organization, but the spiritual entity behind it. That's the deception that goes on with it. The folks who go through these, they don't see the rituals beforehand, and most of the time they've been hazed and beat so much. Going through that last part of the process, it doesn't seem like anything to them. But it is the rite and the passage into the work of a demonic influence into their lives.
And that's the sad part, because people are still ignorant to the devil's devices. They are still playing around in the spirit realm illegally. I talked about this in my book, Embrace the Real You, How to Operate from Your Position of Authority. When you access the spirit realm illegally, what people are doing when they do these chants, when they do these rituals, they're actually summoning demons and are accessing the spirit realm illegally. You open yourself up to destruction, because those demons have one purpose: to steal, kill, and destroy. That's why they come. But Jesus said that he came that we may have life and life more abundantly. But it doesn't matter. If you are ignorant to Satan's devices, you will be destroyed. I'm not glorifying the devil. As Christians, we have spiritual authority. We have authority over the devil. But if you willingly open yourself up to the kingdom of darkness, you give them permission to have free reign in your life. And everyone that has pledged themselves as part of these fraternities and sororities have given the devil access, free reign in your life. And that's sad. It's disturbing. That's why people's lives are being destroyed and they don't even know it. They are in bondage to a spirit that is destroying their lives. It's sad what happened to young Caleb Wilson. Very, very sad. All over pledging a fraternity. All over wanting to be a part of something that he did not know the depths of the spiritual impact it will have on his life. Please share this with other people who are in college, who are thinking about pledging into these Black Greek letter organizations. So they're not going to be a victim. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.